Strat-O-Matic Excelled Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troller. 1972 to 1975.
Game 284, Orioles at Giants.
Welcome back, baseball fans. The 1972-75 Carryover League. We're back into another interleague battle of first-place teams a year ago from the American League East and National League West, all the way across the country. The Baltimore Orioles and the San Francisco Giants. Two very powerful franchises in the 60s, early 70s. And they finally clash in an interleague battle in the scheduling timeline here. Before I just say what happened in Game 1, I will say I go into this series with the Orioles having kind of a stumbling kind of year, a game under 500, and the Giants having the best record in the National League, which seemed rather surprising because we think the team, their older players are fading, and they do have a bunch of young guns. Then is it going to work? And so far, boy, Giants have been smoking people. So now, with that being said, let's take a look at Game 1. Game 1, the Giants go to Baltimore, and they send John Montefusco out there, his 75 card, against Jim Palmer. And the road Giants, we've also said in these interleague play scenarios that the home team has won a ton of games. And actually, I've got the number now. In interleague battle, the home team comes into this game 33-7, which is unbelievable. But what that also means is that you're getting a lot of rubber matches, so it's competitive baseball. But the schedule dictates, the success in this case. So many home wins. That's just part of the game. It's normally not that dominant in the divisional slate or cross divisions, but it just happened to work out that way. And here, the Giants get a road win. They get 3 singles in the first inning. Then in the fourth, you get 3 straight singles and an RBI, and then Gary Matthews hits a 3-run homer off of Jim Palmer's card. Gives up homers to righties, not to lefties. That's a painful one there. 3-run shot. That makes it 5-zip. And at that point, it seems like, oh boy, here's same old Orioles this year and roaring Giants. Orioles start a comeback in the 5th. They reach an error by Ed Goodson, a single, Blair, a walk to Brooksy to load the bases. Tom Hutton, nice little double into the gap off of the Montefusco card, plates 2 guys. Canizero walks to load the bases with nobody out. Belanger pops out. And then Bunbury comes into the box with 1 out. You could play the infield up, but you've got a huge lead, so you may as well play it back and concede a run on a fielder's choice, ground ball. Al Bunbury rolls ground ball A+. So the Giants made the right move. That's a double play. You played it back. Play it up, it's 2-run single. It's a different ball game. We'll get into that in a little bit here. In the 6th inning, Bobby Grich hits a solo shot. It's 5-3. Orioles have a chance in the 8th off reliever Gary Lavelle, who walks 3 guys, 5 batters, loads the bases, but Mike Marshall gets out of that inning. And then in the 9th inning, Dyer Miller comes in for Palmer, and he's awful. He walks a guy, a walk. And then Willie Mays, you bring the infield up in that case. You roll the plus. A walk. You bring the infield up for Bobby Bonds. You roll the plus. So it's just stunning, sort of. The one team that has been getting all the breaks all year, the Giants, just continue to roll over the Orioles. A road win, lopsided affair. Kind of expect them to win Game 2 at home in San Francisco, where we are right now. But before we do that, let's look at the standings, I guess. After the last batch of games. Boston lost their last series, as did Toronto. Yankees won their last 2 series, but they started horribly. This looks like it's Boston's division to survive. They're 500 is the East, 8 under in the North. Midwest just a couple above. 4 above out West because of Oakland. But the American League is 7 games under 500. And with that, let's go to the National League West. We got a team running away with stuff here. Didn't see this coming, folks. Thought the Giants were too old. So we have a chance, an opportunity here to talk about them as the game progresses. Why are they the best team in baseball with a 14-4 record? So let's get started in Game 2, best of 3. Today's, it's a cool pitching matchup too. Today's starting pitchers for Baltimore, it's going to be Mike Cuellar. Cuellar, his 72 card, believe it or not, is statistically better than any card from 69 to 71 when he won 20 and 24 games and so forth. Here he was only 18-game winner in 72, but he has the lowest ERA in the timeline. Really a cool card for a really bad Oriole team that had terrible hitting. And for the Giants, it's going to be Ron Bryant. We had a couple options of which Ron Bryant card to take. He has a 24-win card in 73, but it's got a very high earned run average, so he got a lot of wins piled up in there that probably weren't based on how well he pitched. This Bryant card is better. 14-game winner, but he's got a 2.90 ERA in 214 innings. Orioles at Giants in San Francisco. Let's see if the Giants can keep their magic rolling, folks. The Orange and Blacks play today from the Bay. Not the Chesapeake Bay, but the San Francisco-Oakland Bay. Bobby Grich leads off. 310, Sky's the center. Paul Blair, 1-7, and let's take a look at Blair's card of 74. 17 home runs and a 261 average, and he still has the blazing speed, can steal bases, and the incredible defense, Gold Glove defense in center field. Arguably his last good year in 74. Solo homer, and it's 1-zip. Brooks Robinson, 57 is a strikeout. And Earl Williams, 1-6 is a strikeout. Now the Giants leading off, returning to the Bay for his farewell tour, Willie Mays. His final year in the league, we believe, unless we pull up his 73 card as a DH or something like that. 67, Willie Mays pops to short. Chris Spire having a great year, 2.8 rolls to short. And Gary Matthews, one that got away, 35, single 1 to 12 is a base hit. And Gary Matthews had a fine career, mostly outside of San Francisco. Probably should have held on to this guy. And Dick Dietz, 55, rounds a second. Top of 2, it's Ken Singleton. 410 pops a second. Dick Sharon, 310, flies to left. Lee May, 68, is a walk. Doug DeCinces, 210, single to center. And 2 on, 2 outs for Mark Belanger. 43, off Bryant, left X. Out in left field, Gary Matthews, 2E6, left fielder, makes the grab. Giants have a little bit of everything. They got some nice batting average here, plenty of power, probably the most walks of any team on base percentage-wise. Solid pitching all throughout, not necessarily household names. A couple older guys who are still clinging on, like Juan Marichal. And then we'll get to the bottom of the second here with Willie McCovey, another veteran Giant Hall of Walk of Fame guy. 410, pops to third. Bob Robertson, former Pirate, 68, double 1 to 7 off Cuellar as a single. Bobby Bonds, batting 7th versus left-handed pitching. How about that? Bonds, 211 is a fielder's choice. He's a double-A stealer batting 7th. He's going to steal a base, and he's safe at second. Tito Fuentes used to bat second. Too much talent up top. Now he's batting 8th. Pitch to Tito, 66 off Cuellar, flies left. Top of the third, it's Bobby Grich. 5-12, a walk. B stealer. Deed's got a +2 arm. Have a lead. Don't want to run yourself out of an inning. Blair homered last time. Let him swing here. 66 is a base hit to right. Grich thinking about making the turn. 15 runner. Bonds has got a -4 in right field, so he'll decline. And there's the throw to third on 1 up. All right, it's Brooks Robinson. Runners at first and second. He hits lefties very well. 112 is hit by the pitch, and the Orioles have something going here. They've loaded it with no one out. And it's Earl Williams. 1-6 is a K. Ken Singleton. 68. That's your bases loaded walk. And it's 2-zip. Dick Sharon. 1-5 is a 6-4-3 double play to end the rally. Baltimore wastes an opportunity. Just a couple of runs there, with bases loaded and no one out. I mean, a couple of runs total. And we go to the bottom of the third. It's Bobby Heiss. 2-5 pops the third. Back up top to Willie Mays. 1-8 is a K. And Chris Spire, 47, is a K. Cuellar would have faced the Giants in their heyday as a member of the Houston Astros in the mid-60s. Found success on a bad team. Didn't win as much as he would win later in his career. Doesn't show up to Baltimore until he's 32 years old. He was a late bloomer, actually. He didn't make the rotation until he was 27 in Houston. So, yeah, Cuellar lasted a long time once he finally got established. Lee May in the fourth. 57's a strikeout. DeCinces, 410, pops to second base. And Mark Belanger, 58, bounces to short. Chris Spire, 2E22, makes the play. 2-0 game. Bottom of the fourth. Gary Matthews. 47 off Cuellar's a K. Dick Dietz. 46, second X. But Grich is a 1E20 at second base. Baltimore's infielders are fabulous, as you can imagine. There are 3 1s, but all high E ratings. Grich is a 1E20. Brooks, 1E19. And Belanger, 1E24. So we love the range. It's stunning. The best range of any infield. Vegas has a great infield with Rodriguez, Brinkman, and Wes Parker as well, but that's a lot of errors. Just 3 players. William McCovey with 2 outs is a roller to first. Nice start for Cuellar. Just a couple of his singles. Into the fifth. 2-0. Bobby Grich. 68 is a walk. Now, last time we let Blair Batney singled. We could attempt a stolen base with Grich here against the plus catcher. Just try to break it up a little bit. And we'll do that. And he's going to be close. But you got a +2 arm catcher, Dietz, which is why we attempted it, and we're safe. So Grich slides in safe at second base. And Blair will swing. 57's a K. Brooks Robinson, Orioles staying out of a double play this way. 45, right C. From the 2 outs, it's Earl Williams. Rolled a 1-6 twice, missing homers in both attempts. 2 7's, a single to center. Now we're going to have Grich battle the throwing arm. Willie Mays, -2. Grich, a 15 runner. So it'll be a 15. And he scores on a 1. Baltimore, 3-0. Road team. Doing well in this series, at least. Ken Singleton, 1-2 is a Lomax. 3-0 road team Orioles. Good to see as a changeup from what we've seen in the past. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, bottom of the fifth, it's Bob Robertson leading off. 47's a K. Bobby Bonds, 2-7, another K. Fuentes, 46, second X. Grich, again, a 1E20 mixed to play. we go to the top of the 6th. The Giants offense is playing foggy Bay Area mist baseball. Just a blah offensive display today. Disappointing the fans. National TV like this. Best record in baseball. And throwing up a dud. Dick Sharon leading off in the 6th. Former Tiger. Bounced to short. Lee May, 55. He strikes out. And Doug DeCinces, 2-4, grounds to short. Bryant keeping his team in it, 3-zip. Orioles may regret leaving some base runners in this thing. The Giants are more than capable of crooked number innings. Bottom of the 6th, Bobby Heiss will bat. Here, 53, rolls to first. So Cuellar's having a nice little day of, they're rolling on his card mostly, and they're not even rolling X's. When they do get an occasional X, it's to a 1 infielder. They haven't tested Kenny Singleton in the outfield or Sharon or any of these other players. Back up top to Willie Mays. 56. Short X. It's Belanger, the 1E24. Makes the play. And Chris Beyer. 6'10 catcher's X. It's Earl Williams, a 4E14. And another nice inning for Cuellar. Probably the best start all year for him. Into the 7th. It's Belanger leading off. 67 is single on a 5, misses it. Bobby Grich, 43, left X. Matthews, a 2E6, makes the catch. Paul Blair, 210, rolls to short. Can the Orioles improve their defense anymore? They can make Tom Hutton, then they'll probably wait, let Lee May go through the lineup one more time. 3-0 game, Baltimore. Boy, they desperately need to win this thing. Get a road win here. Stretch time in San Francisco. We got a surprise choice today in the music department. We're listening to Skip Spence from Moby Grape with his classic Or 2 LP thing he put out, just plugged into a 4-track machine. Very sparse recording. Wild stuff here by Skip during those Moby Grape years. All sorts of cool stuff. Let me throw down Books of Moses. This is a really cool one. I'll throw this thing down here as we continue. In the bottom of the 7th, Cuellar continues. Gary Matthews, 49, single 1-3, lines out. Dick Dietz, 58, triple 1-2, base hit. Willie McCovey, 3-6. Let's take a look at the McCovey card. He's probably 38, 39 at this point in 73. But he's got 29 homers and 383 at-bats and 105 walks. And no problem with left-handed pitching at all. And even the doubles, he's got those in there as well. In this case, 3-6, homer 1-11, triple the rest for the big man, who had 3 triples. And he rolls a 10, and it's gone. A 2-run shot by McCovey. And we got a 3-2 game, and here come your Giants, folks. And for Baltimore, it's like, here we go again. Baltimore's bullpen gets ready. They have an outstanding bullpen with Grant Jackson, Dyer Miller, Joe Horland, and Wayne Garland in their best relief years. And now it's Bob Robertson. 56, short X, Belanger, 1E24. And he makes an error with what did I said earlier. You know, a lot of errors for Belanger, Brooks Robinson, and Bobby Grich. And there's one of them at your tie run right there. And now you got Bobby Bonds up. He's better against righties, so Cuellar will deal to him. 37, double 1-18 is a 2-base hit, and the Giants got it cooking here. Now with Cuellar, he's a starter 8. So he has the 3 men in the 7th. It won't affect his point of weakness. He's a deep in the games pitcher here. You got Fuentes and Bobby Heiss. Not the kind of guys that force you to go into the bullpen for. So Cuellar will try and see if he can deal out of this. Fuentes is better against righties. And Bobby Heiss is probably the least talented hitter on the team. So these are the guys you want in this situation if you're Baltimore to be in the batter's box. You just have to get out of it the same way that Ron Bryant got out of his messes. Second and third, one out. Infield come up, trying to prevent the tie run from scoring against A-bunning Tito Fuentes. This is actually a good scenario of when I do like to attempt a squeeze. It's second and third with one out. Or actually, first, I prefer first and third, actually. But anyway, we're not going to do that. We're going to swing away with Tito Fuentes, and here's the pitch. 6-10 is catcher's X. We may get the run the easy way, as Baltimore has Earl Williams behind the plate. A 4-14. And they get the pass ball off the catcher to tie the game. And the dubious way of scoring in Strat ties the game for the Giants. Everybody in the National League is scratching their head, going, here we go. 3-3 tie. Bonds goes to third with 2 outs. And it's Bobby Heiss. 32 lines the third. Well, the skip Spence rally music really worked here. Let's turn it down a little bit now. Rallied the Giants to a tie in the 7th. All right. 3-3 in the 8th. Ron Bryant. Now, do you get him out of the game? To take him off the hook for a loss? And I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to hook Bryant. He's a starter 7. He's gone 7. They've got a good bullpen. They're going to go Charlie Williams. Test out all their guys. 74, 1-3, 279 ERA in 100 innings. And Baltimore's got some righties. Baltimore has a lot of righties on their team in general. They have, in this lineup, only Singleton's a switch hitter. Everybody else is right-handed. On the bench, they have Al Bumbry and Tom Hutton. That's it. So Charlie Williams comes on in the 8th of a 3-3 tie. And it'll be Brooks Robinson. 69 is a walk for Brooksy. Now you got Earl Williams, 6'10", short X. And this is Chris Spire, a 2E22 shortstop. And he boots the ball. Big break for Baltimore. Should have been a double play. Now we got a rally. That's a huge error, blunder by Chris Spire there. First and second, Ken Singleton. 1-7's a strikeout. Big out there for Charlie Williams. And now you got Dick Sharon looking at the dugout. Dick usually just plays against lefties. Al Bumbry plays against righties. You're in a little bit of a pickle here. If you bring in Bumbry, the chances are the Giants will counter with Mike Caldwell or Gary Lavelle. Your other options are Tom Hutton and Chris Cannizzaro. In a tie game, Sharon can't bunt. Not particularly good against righties. Hits into double plays versus righties. This is not adding up, and Lee May's batting behind him. I'm almost wanting to just go out Al Bumbry and force the pitching change, and Bumbry is more talented against lefties than Sharon is against righties. So Al Bumbry will be announced as the pinch hitter for Baltimore. Let's take a look at Al Bumbry. He's your 1973 American League Rookie of the Year. 337 average. 7 homers, 11 triples, only 15 doubles. Gave him power against righties. Ace stealer. Basically, Bumbry and Rich Coggins were the 2 rookies brought up in 73, along with guys like Don Baylor. And that's one of the reasons why Frank Robinson moved away from Baltimore to the Dodgers and the Angels and so forth. They're not going to let Bumbry bat here. They're not going to at least face him with a righty. Charlie Williams will come out. And they'll flip this back to the left side. We'll try Gary Lavelle. Gary Lavelle had a nice long career. Very consistent career in San Francisco. In 75, he's 6-3 with a 296 ERA in 82 innings. Pretty much the same kind of numbers for a decade or so. Consistent reliever. Comes on in the 8th with 2 on and 1 out to face Al Bumbry. Here's the pitch to Bunbury against a lefty now. 47 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Lee May, who actually is better against righties. Another reason why they made the pitching change. 1-7, let's take a look at Lee May's card. So, if you're wondering, we got him here sooner. This is a 72 Houston Astros card. The way the big trades worked in the offseason with Joe Morgan and Lee May is that Tony Perez moved across the diamond from third to first in Cincinnati. Lee May moved out of first. Houston didn't want him in my recreation because they had Bob Watson. So Baltimore stepped in and said, let's get Lee May here now, sooner, when he's younger, more production, longer career, because eventually they're going to have Eddie Murray at first base anyway, and that'll be the end of the Lee May experiment. So Lee May in 72 as an Astro had 29 homers and a 284 average, much better against right-handed pitching than left-handed pitching. But 1-7 is double 1 of 13, and he gets it. RBI double Lee May with 2 outs, and it's 4-3 Baltimore. You've got second and third, and you got Doug DeCinces. 2-10 for DeCinces is a base hit to center field. 1 run scores. Lee May's a 12-13-14. And he will take on the Willie Mays arm and score a 2-run single by DeCinces. And Gary Lavelle struggles after getting Al Bunbury to strike out. Number 9 hitter Mark Belanger. 4-4 third X. Heiss is a 3, E21. And he makes the play. So you got unearned runs in this inning because of the Spire error, costly error. You get 2 out RBI hits by Lee May and DeCinces off of Gary Lavelle, and the Orioles take a 6-3 lead. Now with Cuellar, you're at the top of the lineup with righty. You could go an inning here with Dyer Miller, because you also have another lefty, Grant Jackson, you like, and go lefty, righty, lefty. So they're going to pull Cuellar after 7, take him out as a winning pitcher at this point. Go Dyer Miller in the 8th. Dyer's very good, arguably better than Cuellar. He's 6-3, 2.74 ERA in 46 innings. Nothing but some singles and walks versus lefties. A homer, 1 of 2 on righties. Really nice card for Dyer Miller. 75. Baltimore just had pitching. You put a Oriole jersey on, you pitch well. I mean, they just had too many options in the pitching department in this era. They had to let a lot of them go. Doyle Alexander's gone. Rorick Harrison's gone. Wayne Garland's in this bullpen. He'll be gone. Dyer Miller will end up on the Angels. Anyway, top of the lineup in a 6-3 affair, Dyer Miller will face Willie Mays. 47, single 1 to 11. Cannot get it on a 16. Chris Spire. 1-3, flies to right. And with 2 outs, it's Gary Matthews. 1-6, Gary Matthews. Did we look at the card earlier? I'm not sure. We talked about it. But Gary Matthews, my goodness, 1973, hit 300. 12 homers, 10 triples, 58 walks, a 2 in the outfield, minus arm, B-stealer, 16 runner. How do you deal this guy? I mean, my goodness. Found success here, in Atlanta, in Philadelphia, with the Chicago Cubs. Everywhere he stepped, he was productive. In a long career, Gary Matthews. 1-6, triple 1-6 is base hit. Keeps the inning going. For number 4 hitter, Dick Dietz. 2-7 is a walk. And with 2 outs, it's McCovey. Know what you're thinking, folks. You got another lefty, Grant Jackson, in the bullpen, but newsflash, Dyer Miller doesn't give up any homers to lefties. McCovey really hits lefties well. Grant Jackson's better against righties, believe it or not. And this is Dyer Miller's batter. So Willie McCovey looking for another home run here. It's more. He will swing with 2 on and 2 outs. Here's the pitch to McCovey. 1-5 is a walk to load the bases. Now you can make some decisions. Bob Robertson's the batter. This is how the Giants get you. Let's take a look at Robertson's card here. you've got all these on-base and slugging machines at the top of this lineup. Mays, homers, and walks. Does the Spire. We saw Matthews, Dick Dietz, ridiculous on base with power, and McCovey. Then you get down to the 6th hole, and all Bob Robertson is homers and walks with a 214 average, 229 average. Bob Robertson had 16 homers and 236 at-bats. No room for him in Pittsburgh. They had to let him go. And the Giants said, come to San Francisco. We actually want you to play first because Willie is losing it defensively. So Robertson's the actual first baseman. McCovey is the designated hitter in San Francisco in an era where there wasn't one. So that is one of the huge reasons why the Giants are so productive this year. Bases loaded, 2 outs in a 6-3 affair. Not a lot of options here. You have a significant chance of having a lefty come in to face Robertson to avoid the grand slam in this situation with Grant Jackson. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do reverse platoon changes. We let the righty Miller face the lefty McCovey, and now we're going to go with the lefty Grant Jackson to face the righty Robertson. Let's take a look at Grant Jackson, 1973, 8-0 with a 1.90 ERA as a lefty. He's better against right-handed batters. Bob Robertson hits more homers versus right-handed pitchers. So we're going to make the move. Dyer Miller only gets 2 outs, loads the bases. Grant Jackson is being asked to convert a 4-out save. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch to Bob Robertson. 46 is a pop to short. Worked out well. 4-6 is the column is Dyer Miller's column. That's a double and a 6 chance. So that worked out for Baltimore this time. We go to the 9th, 6-3 affair. Lavelle will just try and finish it to eat up innings. Bobby Grich. 57's a walk. Paul Blair. 68, single 1 to 17's a single. Lavelle needs work at this point in San Francisco's season. He's the least used pitcher, and he's very talented. He's just not pitching very well. We're leaving him in there. Brooks Robinson, 45, flies to right. Earl Williams, 68, single 1 to 17 again, is a base hit. There's nobody warming in a 6-3 game. You know, they'll go back to Baltimore if they have to, but they're going to rest the rest of the pitchers here. Ken Singleton, 1-7, is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Al Bunbury. 36 is another K. So Lavelle eventually gets out of that mess as well. Stays a 6-3 game. Bottom of the 9th, the one change, Tom Hutton will come in to play first base in this thing for Baltimore. He's a 2 defensive player. We'll leave Lee May in as a DH. Jackson comes in, continues with the bases empty to start the 9th inning to convert a 4-out save. It'll be Bobby Bonds leading off. 38 is a K. Tito Fuentes, 69, second X. Bobby Grich is a 1E20. 22, error popped up there for a moment, but Grich is a 20. So pull it in the proper result. So with 2 outs, it's Bobby Heiss. 1-7, single 1 to 14, and he rolls a 19, a line out, and end the game. And another road win, which is good, finally, for the interleague stuff. Baltimore goes into San Francisco. We got a good baseball series between these two clubs. A split, game apiece. We'll have to play a game 3 back in Baltimore and kind of root for the home team to break the losing streak. Your winner is Cuellar. He went 7 innings, tied. Baltimore rallied in the 8th and held on. So Cuellar gets the win. The loss will actually be charged to Charlie Williams because even though he put the men on base and Gary Lavelle let the inherited runner score. A black eye for the Giants bullpen. So Baltimore wins 6-3 in San Francisco. Both teams will get on the long cross-country plane ride back to the Chesapeake Bay for Game 3. And we'll have the result of that coming up, so stay tuned. All right, baseball fans, here's a box score of the Game 2 road victory for Baltimore, 6-3 in the Bay. 3-0 lead. Giants tied it at 3. Orioles took the lead back in the 8th inning. Interesting errors by shortstops late in this thing. Actually, we'll play a plot line to Game 3. As we go back to Baltimore, I should give you the lines, though. Cuellar, 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 strikeouts. Grant Jackson got a 4-out save with a strikeout. Ron Bryant, 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. But then the bullpen, he left with a no decision. Bullpen, Gary Lavelle was awful. 4 hits, a walk, and 3 Ks. And now we'll go to Game 3. Back in Baltimore, it's Jim Barr for the Giants against Milt Pappas, returning to Baltimore after pitching for them in the 60s. Sloppy early for the Giants defense. First inning, Bunbury singles, steals second, goes to third on a throwing error by the catcher, scores on a ground-out error by Chris Spire. In the second inning, Doug DeCinces homers. There's a walk. We have a Tito Fuentes error. We have Jim Howarth playing first base for them, the Giants. Another error. Really befuddling Jim Barr, just ruining his day. That's all 4 runs. And then the Orioles bat around in the 5th off of Jim Barr, knocking him out. Lee May homer in there and 5 singles. Giants do get to Pappas early, but then they cool off. They get 5 singles and some walks. This is a 7-3 game. Kind of stays that way. Orioles pad their lead in the 8th with a 2-run double by Brooks Robinson. 9-3 affair. Grant Jackson comes on the pitch the 9th just to end the thing, and he's terrible, but they survive. It's a 9-3 game. The closer's brought in just to pitch an inning, just to get some work in, and he gives up single, single, single out, 3-run homer. So fortunately for Grant Jackson, this wasn't a 1-run affair, a save situation. It's not a save situation, and he got kicked around. Maybe his concentration level wasn't there. But anyway, Baltimore holds on to win a very sloppy game for both squads. 9-7 is the final. That is a victory for the home team, breaking the 2-game losing streak. I got one more interleague series to play, and that'll be Oakland and the Atlanta Braves. Right now, the home team is 34-9. Wow. With another best of 3 coming up. Overall standings after Baltimore takes 2 out of 3. We take a look at that again. Giants still 14-6, playing 700 ball, slightly coming down to earth. Yeah. And the Orioles at 12-12, who knows? Hard to predict. Game and a half behind Boston, who lost their last series. I don't know if this Oriole offense can be trusted. Same with Detroit. Detroit's 12-10. They're just not as good as they used to be in 68, 69, 70, 71. You know, those two teams are starting to get old and fade a little bit. So I don't know if Baltimore's or the Detroit Tigers going to make a charge. Maybe the door is open enough for the Red Sox to take the East, a new team to take the North. But you got at least now you got to break up the Baltimore Orioles. Give them a break. They did have one back-to-back series to get back to 500. They beat Toronto 4-2. Now they beat the Giants 2-1. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you next time.